All right, today we're going to review for the test. So we're on the Reteaching, page 357, set A, which goes along with pages 103 or 301 to 306. So we are dividing decimals. Remember that when dividing decimals by a power of 10, you may need to use one or more zeros as placeholders. So that's really important right there. So let's take our problems here. And remember, if we have exponents, we can turn them into numbers, or we can just use the exponent to help us remember that when we divide, we are moving the decimal to the left, and we're moving it, in the case of 10 to the first power, you're moving it one place value. So you would just move it right over and it would be 3.46. 10 to the second power, you're moving it two place values. And remember, the decimal is understood to be at the end of a whole number. So we would move it over two places and it would wind up being 64.83. 100 moves it two decimal places, 1.483. 10 to the first moves it one decimal place, 2.99. The whole number 10 moves it one decimal place, 0.07. And 10 to the third moves it three decimal places. And remember, the decimal is sitting at the end of a whole number. So when you move it three decimal places, it turns into 5.913. Moving down. Oops. Page 307 to 312, use compatible numbers. So we are dividing using compatible numbers here. And these are sample answers. Yours might be a little bit different, but I'd like to keep my divisor, make it a whole number, and try to use that, keep that without moving it, and then look for a compatible number in my dividend. So 5 is a nice round number. I don't have to do anything to that. What's closest to 26 that 5 will go into? So I would probably change that to 25 divided by 5 equals 5. I want to get rid of the decimal. 7.8 rounds to 8. And then I'm going to look at 49.6, and I want to look for a multiple of 8. So 48 is pretty close. 48 divided by 8 is 6. 12.75, I'm going to bring that probably down to 12 because 12 times tables are easier than 13. And because I can see I can take my dividend and round it to 120 divided by 12 equals 10. Number 4, 10.9, I can round that to 11. And a multiple of 32.41, something near that 11 goes into, 33 works there. 3.7, round that to 4. Looking at 82.4, I can round that to 80. So I can get a 20 there. And 0.94, I'm going to round that to 1. And 28.4, I can leave it at 28. So you could also round it to 30, but if I leave it at 28, it's really close to the actual number. All right. Let's get to the next lesson. So we did set A and set B. I am not doing set C. That was optional. Set D, again, I am, you can check by multiplying or dividing when I find the quotient. So I'm just doing regular division on here. So let me get that. Oops. No, we don't want that. There we go. Okay. So let us get, excuse me. Sorry, trying to get my keys to work here. There we go. So we're going to do set D. Give myself a little room here. Make sure you have loose leaf paper so you can write out the problem. So I'm going to do 16. I'm doing number 1 into 91.2. How many times will 16 go into 91? 16 times 10 is 160. So I'm going to start with 16 times 5. Yep, that'll work. So, and why did I do that? Because I'm thinking that 16 times 10 is 160. Half of that is 80. That's a good place to start. Bring down the 2. Again, 16 times 10 is 160. 16 times 5 is 80. So I know it's going to be somewhere in between there. So try 16 times 6, 16 times 7, 16 times 7. So that will get us exactly what we need. So 5.7. Number 2. That was number 1. Number 2. We have 15 going into 361.5. 15 times 2 is 30. Subtract, compare, bring down. 15 times 4 is 60. Subtract, compare, bring down. 15 goes into 15 one times. And don't forget your decimal. Don't forget to put your decimal in the right place. 24.1. You just bring it right up. For number 3, 22 going into 29.04. You bring it right up. 22 goes into 29 one time. Compare, bring down. 22 goes into 70 3 times. Subtract, compare, bring down. 22 goes into 44 2 times. So it's 1.32. And number 4, 45 goes into 144. Let's see. I'm going to try 3. Make sure that's not too much. Yeah, that's good. So 135. Subtract. Remember, you might have to borrow. And I have nothing to bring down, but I cannot have a remainder, so I'm going to have to annex my 0. And that's what they were talking about. You need to make sure, sometimes you need to add a 0. Bring a 0. 45 times 2 is 90. The decimal just scoots right up there. And our answer's done, 3.2. And for number 5, a 12-ounce bottle of shampoo costs $6.20. 16-ounce bottle costs $6.88. Which shampoo costs less per ounce, and how do you know? So we've got $4.20 divided by 12. And $6.80 divided by 16. So we're going to have to solve each of those and see which one's less. 420 divided by 12. 12 times 3 is 36. So that's 35 cents. So this one will be 35 cents. And then 16 divided by 6.88. 4. 16 times 4.
Is it okay to draw my hair?
And 0.43. So 43 cents was our other amount. Oop. So $4.20 for the 12-ounce bottle is cheaper on that one. Okay, we're going to stop there.